I want to thank the Roundabout Theater, who's been my theater company in New York, my theater family for many, many years on Broadway. I'm very grateful for them for sponsoring the Star today. And I absolutely love that you guys put me next to Dick Van Dyke. I'm sure it was a coincidence. I don't know how it happened, but what a great honor. As he said before, Dick originated the role that I'm doing now on Broadway, Albert J. Peterson, and what a tough shoes to fill. But I had the greatest call a few weeks ago. I think Jack and Don Rickles had him call me, and he was just the most delightful and graceful and supportive, and he made me feel so good. Everything you want Dick Van Dyke to be, he was, and I was so grateful for that. I want to thank Bob, my brother. I mean, you've just been there for me for every moment of my life, every up and down, and I just can't thank you enough. I literally, and I mean this. I mean, people, Bob and I joke around, but if I was hanging off a cliff on a stick and I had one call, Bob would be the call that I'd make, because he was always there for me. And Gary Marshall, I used to sneak into Paramount. I would tell them that I knew the casting director, and I would sneak around and I would park, and they'd say, "Will you come and call?" And I would hide around, and I would go and I'd sneak in and watch them rehearse Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy and all the shows that Gary created, and never in a million years would I think that he'd be up here talking about me. 27 years ago, it's so great to see Tony here. I was auditioning for General Hospital to play Blackie, and it was one of my first auditions, and I was like on the third or fourth callback, and they said, you're not street enough. It was a New York street kid, a tough street kid, and they said, you're not street enough. So I put on jeans and a Levi vest and a bandana, which would have been a whole different thing on Santa Monica Boulevard. But I swear to God, I swear to you, I think Jim Warren was here. I walked right past this area, and I was working on my lines, and I thought I was trying to be a street guy, and I looked down at these stars, unlike most people, and I said, I'm never going to get one of these. I never thought in a million years I would. So, here I am. And I want to thank the fans most of all, who've been so supportive over the years. Still amazed at every time someone comes up to me and they say they've grown up with me or they've followed me since they were kids, and it's sort of, I hate to call them fans, it's more like friends and family. I mean, you've invited me in your home for 27 years and allowed me to perform for you, and I'm honored and I'm humbled for that. It's crazy to look out here and see all my friends, like people that I've worked with, these great people from ER that I've learned so much from, and Tony Geary, who was my original idol on General Hospital, who I thought was the greatest actor in the world, and to this day I still believe that he's so amazing. And I see Jeff Franklin, who gave me my start on General Hospital, on Full House, I'm sorry, and my friends from Full House, and my managers, and now I see Mike Love and Bruce Johnson from the Beach Boys. I mean, I was a kid, dreaming that one day I'd meet the Beach Boys, and I got to play with them for 25 years of my life. Thank you, Mike and Bruce and the rest of the guys. It's just so weird to look around and see my heroes, and Jack Klugman, who started out to be, Jack Klugman is one of the greatest actors of our generation, and to be able to work with him, he was my mentor, he was my second father, and all I wanted to do, my whole career, to this day, I want to make Jack proud of me, as an actor. And the fact that he came down here and showed up for me and said those nice things, I just can't tell you how much it means to me. And I look around at these people that I've learned from, and people that I've admired, and my heroes, and it's just an amazing dream. One of my favorite quotes from Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder said to Charlie, he said, "Don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything that he ever wanted." And Charlie said, "What happened?" And he said, "He lived happily ever after." And that's my story. I've lived a fairy tale life. Mostly I'd like to thank my family. My loving mother, Loretta, who is the light of my life, and my sisters, Janine and Elena. Without my family, I'm nothing, and this star is as much yours as it is mine. The first few weeks that I worked on General Hospital, my father, wanted to keep me humble and keep keep me disciplined, so he made me work at his restaurant still. And I was flipping hamburgers at my dad's restaurant for at least a month and a half of working the show. I said, Dad, you know, I'm on TV now. I should quit at some point. He said, no, you have to keep working. And people would actually come in and say, you know, we'd like a cheeseburger and a french. Wait a minute, aren't you the guy on? No, we'll take a cheese. You know, but he was the greatest.